Welcome to Against the Flow, the podcast with Jordan.
Against the Flow.
Yo, what's up, everybody? And welcome to another brand new edition of Against the Flow, the podcast. And today on the program, kasama ko po ngayon ang pinakabata ko magiging guest so far. The first Gen Z, the first 15-year-old. And let me tell you why I have her here. Walang bias. Aside from being the tito, a proud tito, she is also the number one lady rider. She was the 2024 Rider of the Year na kinoronahan ng NAMSA. So here she is, ladies and gentlemen, Shana Banana Tamayo. What's up, Shana?
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Are you ready?
Yep.
All right. So I guested her tito, my buddy Uncle Sam, on the program, and I was like, how's Shana gonna do when I put her here? And here she is right now. And so, Shana, your real name is not Banana. Pero paano nangyari yung banana? It just rhymes, or do you like bananas?
Well, when I was younger, Shana Banana rhymed, and then I kind of stick to it when I was racing. And it's not that I like bananas, it's just because it rhymes.
Okay. Well, it makes sense. I mean, there's not many other things that rhymes with Shana. Banana talaga.
Yeah.
So, maybe, meron ka na bang logo or mascot?
No.
Okay, pwede tayo maghanap. Di ba uso yan sa internet ngayon? Please edit this. Ayun. So maybe we could be in search for branding para kay Shana. Anyways, kamusta ka naman lately?
I've been fine. I've been training a couple of weeks now and recovering from my injury last January.
And it is summer break para sa'yo at the moment. Are you enjoying your break?
I'm definitely enjoying my summer. I don't want to go back to school.
Oh no? What you been up to?
I've been just riding a lot. I've been going to the gym, playing video games, and yeah, chilling with my cousins. And yeah, it's been fun.
Well, I heard na you and Yuki, my other pamangkin, got enrolled into a school na right next to the mall. Are you
Yeah.
excited for that?
I'm very excited
That would
for
be
that.
a dream for me. You guys are, man, having my dreams already. And one of those dreams is actually for me, para sa mga hindi nakakalam, one of my dreams way back was to be a motocross champion. I bet you never knew that, right?
No.
Well, the story is Uncle George was in the US, and I heard that my cousins were tearing it up here in the racetrack. And I'm like, yeah, I want to get into some of that. Pero your Lola, my mama, does not like me to get hurt. And so she did not like the idea of me getting on these dirt bikes. But I went to the Philippines. I was in high school then. And then I was supposed to join the team along with your father and titos. And I was super excited for that. Kaya lang God had other plans. And of course, kinuha din ng Lord si Lolo Vern, your grandpa. And so, yeah. But you know what? You guys are living our dreams, even if we didn't fulfill it or meet it. It's so good to see you guys, like Josh. And so how does it feel that you belong to a motocross family?
It feels amazing. I mean, I don't think I would want to go to any other family after being with a family full of motocross riders, and the support from them is just, it's crazy.
And you got like how many coaches?
Oh, I got a lot. Like my uncles, my dad, they're my coaches.
You got 3 of them, right?
Three of them, yeah.
Because her father, Virgil, shout outs to Kuya Virgil, very shy guy. And the mom is also kind of shy, not really. So I'm like, who am I going to talk to today? Is it going to be more like the father's side or more like the mother's side or a mix of both? Who am I getting here?
I don't know. I think mostly my father's side.
Yeah. I was with your dad last night. And he said, madaldal ka naman daw. Just let's talk about the things that will get you to be daldal. What are those things, by the way? Is it motocross?
I think it's just motocross.
It's just motocross. We'll stick to motocross then. So let's give some people, I guess, tips on how to say it. Motocross. Come on, say it. Motocross. Not
Motocross. tour cross.
There you go. It used to be my pet peeve back then
Yeah.
as a motocrosser. You know, why do people say motocross? And then you see it on the tarpaulin and then, like, come on, you know. Yeah, anyhow, do you think you would get into the sport of motocross if the family wasn't into it? Do you think you would still like, okay, this is what I want to do?
No, I don't think I would have gotten into motocross. I would have probably followed my mom's dream of me becoming a fashion model or Miss Universe, but it turns out it became the complete opposite because of my dad.
Okay, so daddy wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So when did you realize na, okay, motocross I think is for me na parang I like it.
I realized when I was like 4 years old because my dad was teaching my kuya and my cousin Asher. They were the first ones who were riding at that time, and I wanted to try out because it looked fun, but my mom was against it because she didn't want
Mga
me
mamas
to
talaga,
get
no?
hurt.
We love you.
Yeah, but I really wanted to do it, so my dad got me a brand new bike before, and I had my brothers hand me down gears because my mom didn't want me to buy any new gears, and was
She wanted you to
really-
buy only Hello Kitty.
Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to ride motocross when I was 4.
Four. All right. So everyone in the family actually, ang nakikita ko nga, has equal parang access to motocross if they want it, and it's not forced, right? I mean,
Yeah.
like even your kuya. Shout out to Jet. He's here, ang ating bodyguard for you. But anyhow, everyone gets the chance if they want. But then later on, I think it's all who has the passion for it and the gifting for it, and yeah, who wants to, you know. Unfortunately, those things are revealed differently. Like shout outs to Ash. he realized, okay, maybe it's not for me anymore because yeah, he had a bad injury, but he's okay now. He's walking again, thank God. But I think, yeah, you see yourself doing this for a long time.
Yeah, I think so. When I'm probably around my 20s, I'd still be doing motocross. And if I do retire, I'd still probably be involved in the sport. Maybe like a manager of a team or something, or a sponsor. And yeah.
It's either that or
Or I pursue my...
fashion designing. No.
or I might become a doctor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Great. Great aspirations right there. And you can also, if you become a doctor, pwede kang tumulong sa mga nai-injure sa
Yeah.
motocross. See, it makes sense. It all. Or even if, sabihin natin, all of a sudden, nataypan mong, kanina nag-uusap tayo about gear, maybe magde-design ka rin ng mga
Yeah.
OOTD for the riders, ano? But anyhow, motocross is such an awesome sport, but it is very demanding. It is. I mean, I told this to your Uncle Sam when I guested him. Akala ko dati nakasakay ka lang and papisil-pisil ka lang or pa-throttle, and you go around the track. And kasi before I came from BMX where you had to pedal. And so I thought to myself, I totally underestimated what it was like to get on a dirt bike. So when I got to the Philippines and I finally had my chance to get on that dirt bike, I went around, not even jumping, just went around our small track back in the day. And right when I got off the bike, I felt like I was gulaman. Sobrang lambot ng aking katawan. What happened to me? I just felt like niyug-yug ako or shinake ng machine na to, and all of a sudden I had no more power or strength. And so for you, do you remember what it was like getting on that bike first?
I probably don't remember that much.
You were 4.
Since I was 4, but I do remember it was kind of hard to control even with a small bike, and I was only 4 years old, and yeah, it was kind of hard, but I still enjoyed it.
If you can imagine getting on a bull, like the rodeo bull, like
Yeah.
that thing's a beast. And so you could, I think when you look at a bull and you look at a dirt bike, you're like, yeah, I don't want to get on the bull.
Yeah.
But dirt bike is like a machine bull that will just whip you around. And it's just the mastery of trying to control it, and then also knowing when to hang on and knowing when to just hang loose.
Yeah.
Diba? It's like a rodeo. That's exactly what motocross is. It's a rodeo on wheels. minus the sungay.
Yep.
Pero you definitely get tossed around and it hurts. And you just actually healed from your last injury.
Yep.
Is that your worst?
So far, yeah, it was my worst. I broke my right wrist and I wasn't able to move it for like 2 months.
And that is very much needed.
Yeah, it's very much needed for the throttle.
Uh-huh. And so how's it now? Wala nang pakiramdam?
It's good, but there's still some pain. Sometimes I ride, but I could handle the pain and yeah, it's been good.
And speaking of pain, how do you handle pain? Kasi nga parang it's the hardest thing, really. I mean, iba pa yung side ng mga parents. When I was talking to a moto dad here not too long ago, he said, yeah, it's a mixture of excitement and being proud, but also you're terrified. Like, does your mom still watch you?
Oh yeah, she does.
She still does, okay. But time will come maybe when I can't take this. I can't imagine. Kasi nga iba yung stage parent na nanonood tapos kumakanta-kanta sa stage yung anak versus yung anak mo flying 50 feet
Yeah.
in the air. And yeah, so I hope that that's the last of it or even the worst of it. Kasi if there's one reason I never went back is because I knew that hindi ako makokontento na ako'y pa-ride lang, chill ride lang, tapos hindi ako nakikipag-compete. I have to jump that thing. I have to give it what I got. So do you feel the same? Like if you wouldn't be winning, you think, nah, I just do fashion designing or pursue being a doctor?
Yeah, if I were to do motocross, I'd rather like win and like crash with trying to win than rather than just like riding around, just cruising. There's no thrill of it. Unlike when you're gonna clear a really big jump, that's where the thrill begins and that's where the fun starts.
There you go. Ako nung ka-age kita, wala pa ako, hindi pa. Kasi 15 ka pa lang ngayon. I think it was 16 when I got on the bike. And favorite ko talagang lumipad. I was a thrill seeker. But your uncles or even your lolo would always tell me, hindi ka mananalo sa jump.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, there are times you probably seen the dramatic finishes. Like the one rider decides not to jump and the other jumps and he ends up crossing the finish line first. Yes, but it's gonna be the liko,
Yep.
right?
The corners.
The corners, the berms, what we call the berms and all that. And I didn't like that, Shana. That's why I think I wouldn't have probably won a championship maybe. Maybe, I know, kung nag-freestyle motocross ako, that's another thing. Maybe I would have been doing the backflips. But they always told me to practice yung mga ocho, yung
Yep.
mga ganon. Ikaw, okay ka lang sa mga liko?
Well, the corners is something I really hate because it's just a flat corner, but it's really important when it comes to races. Most of the time, when I'm really slow in the corners, my dad would get mad at me and tell me to go faster, but corners are scary too, and it's hard to master. So, yeah, I really don't like the corners.
But it looks good on footage. Like when you get the right speed and
Yeah.
right form and all. But yeah, I can imagine you growing up and you're hearing it from your titos na elbows up, yung mga ano pa ba? Oh yeah, if you're not crashing, you're not trying hard enough. You've heard that?
A lot.
Yes. Of course, you're not going to do that intentionally. Number one, that's expensive.
Yep.
Right? You don't want to break that bike. And number two, you don't want to break that body of yours.
Yep.
No? So you don't do it on purpose. Pero meron talaga mga rider na pa-safe.
Yeah.
No? But you're such a daredevil. Where do you get that lakas ng loob from? Have you always been malakas ang loob?
I think so. I probably got it from my dad.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would show some clips right now, maybe, that if we could find you clearing the triple. And do you like the triples?
I love the triples.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's the farthest?
The farthest one I've cleared is probably the one in SM Pulilan in Bulacan, where it was supposed to be like a double single, but since the pros were tripling it on a 250, I thought so I could do it myself too. So I think I was the first girl to do that triple.
You'd probably be the first girl and the first at that age.
Yep.
How long was it? Was it 75, 80?
It's like 100
It's
feet.
100 already. 100 feet.
Yeah.
I'm like way below what. Kasi ako, I think before my short career ended, I think I was already proud sa 60, 65, something like that. But I was already, back then, again, I was a senior. They were telling me, don't do it yet kasi makikita ng kalaban.
Yeah.
Diba? Baka may nakikinig ngayon na kalaban ni Shana. Shout out sa inyo. They're taking notes. Okay, this is her weakness. Malay nyo, style din namin to para hindi niya talaga weakness yun, diba? But, yeah, I mean, when I was in my day, I would have like a checklist of things to do or things to accomplish before I would join the team, the racing team. So berms, okay, doubles, I got them. I love the triples, but they kept telling me you're just a beginner, and wag mo ipakita. Do you get that?
I get that a lot. Yeah, my dad would always tell me to not clear it on practice, just clear it on race day, and it's so tempting to just clear
Yeah,
it.
because it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
And then at the same time, yeah, I think the first time I hit it, the triple, Uncle Vern pulls me in the side. Okay, you got it. I think I already done it a couple times. I said, that's enough. You got it down. So I'm on one end, I'm wondering, are they fearful that I might get injured or injure myself? Or it's a tactic talaga na huwag mong ipakita sa rivals mo na kaya mong gawin ito.
Yep.
So there's a lot of that sa'yo.
A lot. Always.
Okay, because and the thing is, yes, at the beginner level, not many riders are expected to clear the doubles. The doubles are 2 jumps, diba? Triples 3 jumps. So especially if you're a beginner rider, you're not supposed to clear 100 gaps. But here she is, 14 years old. You were 14 that time.
I was 15.
You were 15 already? Okay.
Yeah.
Clearing that. Okay, but we got to show that footage para sa mga nanonood. And how did it feel when you cleared it?
It felt amazing. It was mixed emotions, the nervousness, and a little bit scared, but mostly it was kind of exciting to clear a new jump.
And I imagine kapag ikaw nag-roller coaster, wala na. I mean, there's no...
None.
Boring. Seatbelt, boo. Take this off. And so, sabi sa akin noon, madali lang daw yung jump. Ang hirap yung landing. Right? Na
Yeah.
parang, okay, anyone can jump that
Yeah.
bike, but the landing part also, is that easy for you?
You gotta brace yourself. Sometimes you don't know if you're gonna go short or you're gonna over jump it. So you really gotta have good suspension and hope for the best and grip the bike.
And then there's 2 scenarios. You could
Yep.
either do an endo, which is like a worst scene
Yeah.
scenario where you're literally probably gonna do a front flip and do a nosedive. That's not good. But there's like you can try to rev it so that get that
Yeah.
bike. And then there's also the masyado naman uno. Do you have any preference? Choose your poison.
None of them.
None of them. Okay.
But mostly I hate having to endo because that's exactly how I broke my wrist from endo. So I'd rather have like it air wheelie than endo because it's harder to save.
Yes. During my time, I think they were saying that then safe yan na parang I guess may tendency ka both eh. It's either are you more on the endo side or the uno side? So you're saying you have the tendency to do the uno.
Usually when I endo, it's always because the face of the jump has like a kicker or a rock or it's uneven, or sometimes when the bike malfunctions a bit and
Yeah.
that's when you get kicked.
It's scary sometimes, that machine. You gotta trust it, but every now and then it's like technology.
Yep.
It will do something that is not programmed to do, or yeah, sometimes it just has its lapses and you just gotta hope. Like if you go for a triple and then you're like revving that thing and all of a sudden that thing decides, okay, I'm not gonna give you power enough to clear this jump. Obviously, I think it's better to over jump
Yeah.
than to be kapos and you hit that, and yeah, that hurts. I mean, I still remember my hardest crash, and I didn't even break a bone. It just felt like sinuntok ako ni Manny Pacquiao at yung kamao niya kasi laki ng lupang hinigaan ko. I mean, I think I cased a double in Marikina. It's now a mall. And when I hit the ground, I had that wind knocked out of me. So you know the feeling.
Yeah, that hurts.
That hurts. But we still love it.
Yep.
Bakit ganun? Kasi love hurts. O, diba? Speaking of love, you are only 15. Bawal.
Yeah.
And you have me, and you have your titos, and you have your dad, and your brother. Yep. She has a lot of bodyguards. So I'm just warning you, men out there.
Against the flow.
How do you deal with boys out there who are like, hey, Shana, watch me do this quadruple?
I don't really mind. I don't like. Hindi ko na lang sila pinapansin.
Okay. Very good. Up
Yep.
here. Very good ang aking pamangkin. And how do you deal with weirdos? I guess you get that then online.
Well, my dad handles my social media account.
Okay, so you see, so you careful kayo And then you had to deal with some of them, right? I mean, your dad had to deal with some of them.
Yeah, sometimes I do manage my own social media, but if there were to be people like those, I just let my dad handle them for me.
Okay. Speaking of social media, congratulations. Mas marami ka ng followers and likes kaysa sa tito mo who has been doing this. How do you get all those likes? Kasi nga, you're very talented and cute ka pa. Because syempre, it runs in our genes, no? Amen to that. I mean, so if ever you're a weirdo out there and Shana decides to meet up in person, I will see you, okay? And Jetro too. And we will have a little discussion lang naman. Anyhow, how do you deal with bashers naman?
Well, bashers, the same thing. I don't really mind them, and I just ignore them and just look forward.
Okay. So, marami talaga. And parang it's a fact of life. I've had social media influencers guest on the program and we talked about how tatanggapin na lang natin yan. Ako, the moment nag-reach yan ng thousands, yung likes or yung shares, even if ang ganda ng sinabi mo, even tuldok lang yan. Or smiley, someone's gonna react differently.
Yeah.
And chances are that person is a troll or not even a real person. Or who knows, someday we'll have AI bashers na talagang pinrogram na lang mag-comment sa'yo. But what are some of the stuff you've heard? Do you hear any stuff like...
Probably when they compare me to my opponents. Sometimes when they say the other opponent is better, or sometimes when they don't know my age, they think I'm an adult just like them. They don't really know I'm on a weaker bike or I'm younger.
Okay.
I sometimes just like ignore them. Of course, it sometimes affects me too, but I guess people are people. You really just can't control them, and you just don't mind them.
Good job. So parang sinasabi, hindi ka naman talaga 15 eh. Parang ganun. You're really
No,
21.
Sometimes they think I look older.
Uh-huh.
So they think like I'm the same age as my rivals. But no, I'm actually just younger and on a smaller
Yeah.
bike.
So let me tell those bashers something about my niece over here. And that is, she was beating her competition on a smaller bike. There are bikes that are smaller than other bikes, and there are categories for this. But since our niece is well, she's young, she's smaller, she's shorter pa, she's still growing. But of course, she wouldn't get on a bigger bike if it's harder, you know. And so you decided back then that you would compete on a 125cc.
On an 85.
85cc. My bad. See, I even missed it. Kasi back then, I said I wanted to first get on the 85cc, and they were the ones telling me, no, get on a 125 na. And I'm like, no, I want an 85 because I feel like I can control it better.
Yeah.
But I was already a big guy back then, a bigger than you, of course, as a guy. But then, on a 85cc, up to now, hindi na naman, right? Are you still using?
No, I'm more on the 250 now.
But back, like last year lang yun, you were on the 85. Get this, she would get on the racetrack with her other competition on the 85cc. And here are the other bikes, 450s,
250s.
250s, the bigger bikes. Meaning to say, mas may power po yun. Mas may advantage. Kung tutuusin, if this were like, if this were only an 85cc class, poprotestahan mo yung mga yun kasi nga mas may advantage yung mga yun. But you decided the 85cc and you won and you beat them. So paano yun?
Well, I don't think it comes with the bike, the power of the bike. I think it's with the rider's skills to see if you're really good, you could beat anyone on any bike.
Yeah, kasi definitely if this is drag racing, one straight line, you
Yeah.
are in a major disadvantage
Yeah.
unless you use a baton to whack yung mga katabi mo. But it's not a straight track. Maraming liko. There's a lot of technical aspects behind it. So, ginamitan mo ng utak basically.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering kung may bashers man or hater na magsasabing hindi, mas lamang si Shana on a 85cc. Have you ever heard that? Is there a theory like that?
No, I never.
Wala
heard
naman.
of
Okay.
it.
Not unless the racetrack is for kids, siguro, and super liit. But hindi, it's a big track. It's the same as the adults track. And not only is Shana beating the bigger bikes, she's beating much older and experienced riders. And when we love those guys too, they're friends. I know some of them too. But then it's not fair, Shana. I would be, I'm sorry, but if I'm your competition, I would be totally demoralized because when I was your age, kunyari lang I would be like, oh, I had training wheels on. And now, why is she beating me? Why are you beating your older competition?
I think it depends on the work you put in. If you get hard work and if you never give up, then yeah. And most especially when you have the Lord Jesus Christ to guide you.
Amen. And wala ka naman bad blood sa mga kalaban mo, ano? You're friends with them. You even...
Yeah.
She has a cute post from last year. Hindi cute yung nangyari sa kanila, pero nag-crash kayo ng isa sa mga competitors mo, one of your ates, and you both like ended up in the hospital. But I found it kind of somewhat sweet na even though you were hurt, you were not fighting like this is your fault or anything, but you look like best buds there. Like it happens. Like look at us, we're giving it all we got in the track, we're hurting ourselves, and now we're both in the hospital. So in basketball, okay, punta tayo sa ibang sport. They're saying na it helps if may galit ka sa sa iyong opponent, but you don't have that. Not
No.
in motocross.
No.
Okay? Na parang even if nag-iimbento sila ng sama ng loob na this person said this about me back then, so ginagamit nilang motivation yun. For you, the secret to your success, we can say, is you have no animosity or bad blood. So yeah, take note of that. Baka kasi yung iba dyan, they're taking from MJ's notes or now this is how to be great. Mag-imbento ko na lang ng ikasasama ng loob mo sa iba. So don't do that. Thank you, Shana, that's a wonderful tip or advice. And then not only are you beating, female, you're also beating males in the open category. That's not fair, Shana. On one end, people will say, it's not fair if a man competes against a woman. Obviously, there's an advantage to the man because that person is physically more stronger, right? But in motocross, it's like, hindi naman yan palakasan ng katawan.
Sometimes it is.
It is sometimes.
Yeah, mostly the skills of the rider.
But it's not always. But you will make up for it
Yep.
on other aspects, like in the corners.
The jumps.
Yeah, the jumps.
Yeah, the starts are important too if you get the whole shot. And yeah.
What's your favorite thing to do on a track? What do you think is your pinaka strength?
Mostly the jumps are
The
my
jumps
strengths.
talaga.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, those jumps make our hearts jump as well. And does your Lola still watch you? Shout outs to Mama Luz.
Oh, she doesn't want to watch in
She does what?
person.
Just the highlights.
Just the highlights or just the videos we send her.
Yeah, it's hard for a grandma. It's hard for a parent to because hindi siya joke, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to ask our listeners and viewers to please pray for Shana and all our other riders out there because they're risking their life on the bike. It's fun. It's all fun and games until someone gets hurt, and unfortunately, this is a sport that is very prone to that. So how do you deal with it when you got injured a couple of months ago and you broke your wrist? Obviously, you were devastated because I think you just got back in the country. You competed in America, no. And so now you're ready to test your America skills
Yep.
competition. Yeah, how did you feel about that?
It was really tough when I broke my arm and then I rested for like 2 months watching my competitors race or even train. I get a bit jealous and I want to ride right away, but no, I had to recover and I focused on school those 2 months. And then right when I got my cast off, I couldn't wait. I got on the bike right away and trained back.
All right. So, did you cry?
I did cry sometimes when I didn't get to ride, but yeah, I was injured, so I had to recover from that.
So it's all about just bouncing back, no? Bawi lang. It hurts at the moment, like heck, but injuries heal,
Yep.
and we can just thank God we're still alive and ready to go for another one, no?
Against the flow.
You had a good run in the U.S. So, ito nga ako na lang magsasabi para sa kanya. She's sort of running out of competition in the country, no? Maybe this will be a motivation for some other riders. Talaga, ah? Okay, so watch out, ah. Baka, let me just bring this up real quick. One of our Kuya legends in the sport, shout outs to him, si Kuya Bornok. I talked to him and I said, what is your motivation? Well, sabi niya, dati daw meron yung champion na sinisigawan siya, tabi! Do you get that?
No,
Dati? Never?
never.
Okay. But your dad said, meron daw, sinisigawan siya nitong isang rider nito na tumabi. Pero ngayon, definitely, wala nang sisigaw sa'yo kasi nasa unahan kay. Okay, but I remember Kuya Bornok telling me, one of his motivations was champion. I used to yell at him. Pero now, hindi na ginagawa yan kasi nga, siya na yung nasa harap. So, yeah, I guess when you have, wag naman animosity, but injuries or even bashers, you just use that to, just like when the dirt gets on your outfit, you brush it off and you move on. It's not like, when you get that dirt on you, ayoko na. Bakit? Ang dumi na ng uniform ko. Ang puti-puti pa naman ng uniform mo lagi.
Yeah.
Do you choose your OOTD, by the way?
No, like our big boss from the team is the one like usually hiring designers to make our own custom gears. Yeah, I have to just wear their colors, I guess.
Okay. But let's say I said, okay, Shana, for tomorrow's race, you get freedom to wear your outfit or colors. What are you gonna wear? Kunyari lang.
I'd probably use color pink.
Talaga?
Yeah.
So you got that from your mom. So
Yeah.
is your helmet gonna have whiskers and ears right here?
No, I don't like Hello Kitty as
Oh,
much as my
no.
mom does.
But you used to tell me, regaluhan mo si Shana ng Hello Kitty. And now I know booking ka na ate.
It was just an excuse.
For her to get more. But do you have a favorite character?
No, not really.
Not
I
really.
love all kinds of cartoon characters.
Okay. Basta pink is your parang favorite color.
Not really. I also like a lot of colors, but just wearing pink as a gear kind of distinguishes you as like a girl when you're riding.
Okay. So again, let's go back to the US. How was that run for you when you competed against, this is like the top of the world. Like, this is where the best riders, lady riders in the country. What was it like competing? How many riders were there? That was crazy. I watched that in Daling Araw dito live.
Yeah,
the internet.
there was 42 girls around the world, but before being one of the 42, you have to go through qualifying to get through that race. And in qualifying, it was a bit of a struggle. I mean, the American girls were really used to the track and the weather. And I had jet lag since I just came. I landed in the US like 2 weeks before, and I only had minimal training to get used to the track and stuff. And when qualifying came, it was really tough. You know, I was needed to get top four to qualify. And so I gave it my all, and being the only like girl from third world country that's racing and being like the only Asian, I think, in those 42 girls, it means a lot to me, and I'm just really thankful to the Lord Jesus Christ for that.
All right. And ito, this is also parang nananawagan tayo sa ating bansa, no, to support our athletes when they go abroad because yeah, they go through the jet lag, but this is also a very expensive sport. And you know, those bikes, they cost a lot. The gear costs a lot. So buti na lang you were blessed with some
Yep.
sponsors who give you some of that. But then Uncle Sam was saying nga na yung nga, it hurts for the parents when they go over there. Not only the plane ride, the tickets, but also the travel, panggas, pangkain, and of course the moto gear and pang carrera. So yung mga sponsors dyan, this is your time to shine when you have these athletes performing at an extraordinary level, whether it's motocross or whatever sport, supportan natin ng mga Pilipinong atleta, no? Hey everyone, did you enjoy the podcast? Then support us, like and subscribe us on YouTube. Our Facebook page is Against the Flow Media. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Against the Flow TV and email at weareagainsttheflow@gmail.com. Well, Shana, thank you so much. Last question. What keeps you motivated? Because, you know, it's hard. It's a hard sport. Some people burn out, even at a young age. You know, burnout is real. Like, it can get too tiring, frustrating. So what keeps you going?
What keeps me going is probably I want to share about the Lord Jesus Christ to my followers and to some of the riders too, and also my parents gives me motivation because they put in so much effort to support me, and the best thing I can do is just work as hard as I could and win, and yeah.
All right. That's a straight, simple answer. And what are your goals the next 5 years? Is there anything we can watch out for? Okay, Shana Banana.
My goal, I probably wanna race against the boys in the pro class. I wanna be the first ever like Filipina girl to like race against the boys and probably try to beat the top boys in the country. And also I wanna represent the Philippines in international races, and yeah, I think that should be good.
Wow, watch out for that. So many big dreams and goals. Watch out, boys. Okay, we're usually trying to tell our girls, watch out for those boys. But in this instance, watch out, boys. Especially if you're in motocross, Shana is going to be out there to get you. Well, thank you. Any shout outs?
Yeah, I want to thank my team, Koji-san Racing Team, and Wheeltech Dance for my gear, bell helmets, POD, Fast House, and I also want to thank Ken the Tires, 87 Racing, and to all my fans and supporters, thank you so much.
And want to invite them to your socials, which, I mean, kailangan pa ba ng followers dyan?
Yeah, follow my page on Instagram, Shana Tamayo 121, on my Facebook, Shana Banana Tamayo, and also my YouTube, Shana Banana Tamayo.
All right. Shout outs din dun sa guy na yun, no? Thank you for driving your sister here, Jethro, and the rest of the Tamayo clan. And that's it for today's show. Thank you so much. And I hope na na-bless kayo. And I want to say as a tito that we are so proud of you. And we are here to always support you. And we love you, Shana. And yeah, you weirdos out there, you better back off, okay? Because we're here for her. And yeah, that's always been our motivation then when we were racing. I mean, more than, you know, it being a sport now, you get so much glory for receiving the trophies, the gold, and the nice stuff, you know. But, you know, it's ultimately ang golden back then. And it's nice to see that it was passed on to you, that the goal is not really to win the races, but to win souls. And while you're at it, well, we'll try to win some races as well. And the more races you win, the more better chances you could get to win souls. So I think that's it. So thank you so much for representing the Lord Jesus in the sport of motocross. And again, God bless you, Shana Banana Tamayo. Well, that's it. My name is Jordan. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Don't forget, only dead fish swim with the current. So let's all go against the flow.